Gordon Brown briefed UK politicians in the House of Commons following the recent European summit. He says much has been achieved at the Brussels meeting.
The Council conclusions and the Special Declaration on Globalisation also sets out the challenges that the European Union must address on globalisation. We agreed to maintain our focus on economic reform, a renewed focus on modernising the single market so it enhances Europe's ability to compete in the global economy, full implementation of the Services Directive by 2009. We must continue to work towards further liberalisation in energy, post and telecoms, where market opening could generate between 75 and 95 billion euros of extra benefits and contribute 360,000 jobs. Investment in research, innovation and education and removing barriers to enterprise are also essential. We reaffirmed our commitment to free trade and openness and the priority of securing a Doha successful world trade round, which would lead to benefits approaching $200 billion, bringing significant benefits to rich and poor countries alike. We will also propose and support better European Union-USA trade links.
He also spoke about the diplomatic situation with Iran and the lack of democratic movement in Burma.
With permission, Mr. Speaker, I would like to make a statement. The Council, Mr. Speaker, also discussed Iran. There was agreement on a united European approach. Here again, the power we wield together with all the European Union working together is greater than if we acted on our own. I've made clear repeatedly that Iran remains in breach of its international obligations. In September, foreign ministers agreed that unless there were positive outcomes from the Solana and the IAEA's discussions with Iran, we would seek tougher sanctions at the UN. The latest assessment is that sufficient progress has not been made. The European Council conclusions call on Iran to provide full, clear and credible answers to the IAEA, to resolve all questions concerning their nuclear activities. We reiterated our support for a new UN resolution as soon as possible, and we agreed to decide on new measures the EU might have to take to resolve the situation at the January meeting of foreign ministers. This should complement UN measures, not substitute them for them, if the UN Security Council cannot reach agreement. Iran has a choice: confrontation with the international community leading to a tightening of sanctions, or, if it changes its approach, a transformed relationship with the world from which all would benefit. The EU also reaffirmed its deep concern about the unacceptable situation in Burma, made clear if there is no change in the Burmese regime's approach to political negotiations and basic political freedoms, we stand ready to review, amend and, if necessary, further reinforce restrictive measures against the Burmese government. And we reaffirmed the important role of China, India and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in actively supporting the UN efforts for an inclusive political process leading to genuine national reconciliation.
The EU summit recognised the challenges of climate change and what the West wants to resolve the issues in both Burma and Iran.